So what are NFTs and what are these crypto tokens actually? So before we get there, let's look at the journey of Elon Musk, the richest person in the world. So in 2003, Elon Musk sold PayPal and he had a bit of money, and then he basically started a Tesla. Now, at that point of time, he only had a roadmap in his head. He promised us that, you know what, I'm going to deliver a car that drives without petrol. Currently, we see the EV ecosystem that's grown tremendously, but at the end of the day, it started when Elon Musk had a vision of basically bringing us a car that drives without fuel. So he started Tesla, and Tesla shares didn't have much value at that point of time. Most people thought, you know what, this is a crazy South African that is currently now in the US, and he wants to tell us that, you know what, I'm going to be bringing you this car. Obviously, a few years later, it took a bit long, and a few years later, he ran out of money, and the market crumbled, basically the stock market in 2008. And what did he have to do? He had to go and sell some of his shares in his company. Now, that I want you to keep at the back of your mind. So for him to raise money to complete his roadmap, he sold shares. The shares weren't worth much. People got stake into the company, and now what happened? They became shareholders. He got the money. He bought us the first Tesla. The shares then went up in value, and he brought us another, the Plague, etc., later versions, and it shot up in value. Then he made a promise that he's going to bring the Roadster, and currently they are actually their newest vehicle is obviously the trucks that is able to drive 500 miles in one charge. Now, what did this do? This shares then shot up in value, and therefore he is now the richest person in the world. Now, what does this have to do with NFTs? So Elon Musk could have said, you know what, I'm going to be launching a NFT collection. So in order to raise money, when he ran out of money, he could have said, you know what, buy this NFT, you get stake in my company, and then as a result, the more the profit the company makes, we basically will channel that money in terms of dividends towards the NFT holders, and that is basically how NFTs work. So that is how NFTs are changing business forever. It's basically a way to raise money to deliver your roadmap. Likewise, when it comes to a token, so he could have said, you know what, I'm not going to create a share, or I'm not going to create an NFT collection, I'm going to create a token. So I'm going to sell these tokens cheap, and as a result, I will then get money, complete my roadmap, and the tokens would then increase in value because more and more people would want those tokens. So that is basically what a token or a coin or an NFT basically is. So I trust by now it's clear to you where the value comes from when it is an NFT or a share or a token or a coin. So, but something that they all have in common, it should be a profit-making business, and if it doesn't have a profit-making business behind it, I can promise you that it's going to fail and it's going to lose value. I don't care how excited people are about it, but whenever you look at a share that you want to purchase, or an NFT or a token, you would want to look at the fact that it has a profit-making business. Now, we have a specific method on how we identify businesses like this, the TRD method, and that you can learn more in my book. So go and download my free book at nftmillionairesecret.com/free and learn more about this.
So here is a NFT collection called Durbirds, which we bought at 40 ADA, and currently they are selling for 725 ADA. So I practically took all of my Uber cars and sold it for NFTs, and I made a killing in it. So if you were to ask any Uber owner who's been here for a number of years, Uber's not making money at this point of time. Likewise with this collection of Snoop Dogg and his son Medic. So I was able to buy it at $100 and sell it for just over $2,000.